everybody, it's Jennie Marts, and I am here coming to you live from my home office in the mountains of Colorado. And I am here for the Sourcebooks Romance Author Storytime. And tonight I'm going to be reading to you an excerpt from my book, my latest book, Wish Upon a Cowboy. So this is the fourth book in the Cowboys of Credence series. And this series is about hockey playing cowboys. Yeah, you heard me right. Cowboys who play hockey. It's a thing. So the series is about this town of Credence, Colorado, and it starts with Caught Up in a Cowboy with Rock, and these are all the James brothers. This is Mason from You Had Me at Cowboy, and Colt from It Started with the Cowboy. So these are the James brothers, and these cowboys, let me tell you, they are hot enough to melt not just the ice, but your heart. Yeah, I went there. I did. I had to. So I love these guys. In this very first book, if you've read Caught Up in a Cowboy, you met Quinn. She's the heroine, and her brother Logan, who lives on Rivers Gulch, is the hero of the new book, Wish Upon a Cowboy. And I mean, really, look at this book. Oh my gosh, isn't he just so cute? Sourcebooks does the most amazing job with their covers. So I just love Logan. I love this cover. It's so cute. So this book, I'll tell you, it's one of my favorites. It's this like great story about family and finding a place to belong, and it's got this just so cute cowboy and this sassy heroine, and it's got this cute adorable little 8-year-old boy, and it's got a marshmallow eating cow, and oh my gosh, does it have kittens. It has so many kittens, and the ending will just steal your heart so much. And this book also has a bit of Christmas magic. So I know it's spring already, but we can always use a little extra Christmas magic in our lives, right? So this book, I'm going to tell you a little bit, read you the blurb on the back here, and tell you that this book stars Logan Rivers, who is hot on the ice and tall in the saddle. He is a rancher and a hockey coach. I got to put on my little readers here. Rancher and hockey coach Logan Rivers attempts to hire a housekeeper are hindered by women more interested in marriage than meal planning. So he's trying to hire a housekeeper to help him out, and these women are just more interested in getting into his bed than making his bed. So when snarky Harper Evans arrives with zero romantic interest in him, he couldn't be happier. So down on her luck, single mom Harper Evans came to Colorado with one goal in mind: to find her son and bring him home. Temporary work for a local rancher seems perfect, but to keep the job she has to deny her feelings for the hot cowboy who is heating up her kitchen. So Logan's secret disability has caused a financial mistake that could cost him everything, and with the holidays approaching and a storm closing in, he and Harper have to save the ranch and fight for her son. But can Harper trust the cowboy who is offering her both a home and his heart? I'm going to tell you, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think she does. So let's get to it. This is Wish Upon a Cowboy, and in this scene, this is where Logan and Harper go into the mountains to cut down a Christmas tree. So Harper has never actually cut down a Christmas tree. She's only got one from like a little lot or something. And so they go up into the mountains, and they've just had a little treat of some hot chocolate laced with peppermint schnapps. So they've each had a little cup of hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps. Maybe feeling a little giddy. And this is the scene where they are when that happens. And it's just kind of a fun. So Harper took the last swallow of her cocoa and passed the cup back to Logan before turning to the trees. A sense of giddiness filled her chest. She wasn't sure if it was due to the magic of the forest, The surreal feeling of being here with Logan, or the booze. But whatever it was, she wanted to laugh and play in the snow and throw her arms around the beautiful trees. A giggle bubbled up in her chest, what Logan would think if she actually hugged a tree. Better just to point to the one she thought looked good. Her steps were light as they wandered among the trees. How do you pick? They all look so beautiful. Sometimes the tree picks you. I think you'll know it when you see it. They stepped between two trees, and Harper caught her breath. That's it. She pointed to a full evergreen that stood about 6 feet tall. Its sides were symmetrical, the boughs were full and lush and bent almost to the ground. It's perfect. Logan studied the tree. I think you're right. This looks like a pretty good one. It's a Douglas fir, so its needles are nice and thick, and it'll smell great in the house. I think it's an excellent choice. But how am I supposed to cut this thing down? She dropped to her knees and lifted the lowest bough to peer at the trunk, then gasped at the 3 pair of chocolate brown eyes that stared back at her. Oh, Logan, come down here. You've got to see this. He crouched next to her and peered under the branch at the 3 small bunnies cuddled together against the trunk. Those are mountain cottontail. Looks like a mama and a couple of kits. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They are, but they'll move when you stick the saw in there. She gasped. I'm not sticking the saw in there. And how are you going to cut down this tree? I'm not. I'll pick another tree. She dropped the branch. I'm not going to be responsible for kicking a mama and her babies out of their home in the middle of winter. I'm not a monster. He chuckled. Okay, you better pick another one then. She stood shakily to her feet. Apparently a little peppermint schnapps went a long way. Logan caught her arm as she swayed into him. Whoa there, you all right? She stared up at him, need and desire swirling in her chest, as she thought how easy it would be to press her lips to his, to pull him down in the snow and climb on top of him, or lie under him. The alcohol urged her on, seductively whispering to her to kiss him. It would be so easy. Do it, the schnapps insisted. I'm fine, Harper whispered, leaning closer and staring at Logan's mouth. She parted her lips in anticipation. Then, a loud hiccup bubbled out of her. Oh my gosh. She pressed her hand to her mouth, her eyes widening as she tried to hold in a burst of embarrassed laughter. Logan's face broke into a grin, and he laughed with her. Maybe you should have gone with the unleaded cocoa. Maybe I shouldn't have drunk spiked cocoa on an empty stomach. Maybe I shouldn't be trusting you with an axe. Maybe I shouldn't be trusting you with my heart. The thought popped into her head. She sent up a silent thank you that she hadn't blurted the words out loud. But they were true. She was falling for this man. And she didn't do falling. She did running and avoiding and locking her heart up tight. So what was she doing in the middle of the forest fantasizing about kissing him in their own private wintry snow globe? It had to be the alcohol. It was making her soft. Yeah, right. Well, that was her story, and she was sticking to it. But she needed to get her brain off thinking about his lips and how strong his arms looked holding that axe, and how they would feel wrapped around her. Crud! She was doing it again! Dang that peppermint schnapps! She turned her head and peered around, anything to avoid looking at his chiseled jaw and his amused blue eyes. Her gaze lit on another tree, and she pointed to it. How about that one? Logan followed her finger and examined the tree. This one looks pretty good. He took a few steps toward it and crouched down to look at its trunk. And no family of bunnies living underneath it. Harper walked around it, but she shook her head then when she spied a bird's nest tucked into its branches. Nope, this one won't work either. It's got a nest in it. Logan stepped behind her and peered over her shoulder. I don't know if a bird's living in it now, though. It looks empty. But they might come back and find that their home is gone. Dang, why did everything have to be a reminder of the situation with her son, even the simple act of cutting down a Christmas tree? She glanced around at the other trees. Maybe we need to find a different kind of tree. These Doug firs are gorgeous, but the animals seem to really like them too. A grin tugged at the corner of his mouth. Okay, so no Douglas firs. So you're looking for an uglier tree? Well, not necessarily uglier, but maybe one not as pretty. Like with the branches more spread apart, so we know that an animal would be less likely to be living in it. Logan chuckled as he strode through the snow and stopped at a homely-looking tree that wasn't quite as tall as him. How about this semi-pathetic creature? Its needles are sparse, the branches have plenty of space between them, so you can clearly see no woodland creatures are living in its boughs. It's a ponderosa pine, otherwise commonly referred to as a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. His tone was sarcastic, but Harper loved it. It's awful, and perfect. It looks like it needs a good home. Let's take it. Wait, I was just kidding. He gestured around the forested area. You have a zillion other gorgeous trees to choose from. You don't need to pick this one just because you feel sorry for it. She offered him an impish grin. Oh, but I didn't pick it. You did. I'm just agreeing with your excellent choice. Wait, what? No, I didn't pick it. He paused and scrubbed a hand over his face. Ah, hell, I guess I did pick it. But I'm amending my choice. I'm electing to choose any other tree in this forest. No take-backs. She laughed as she nudged his arm. You already picked, and I think it's a fine choice. I think you've had too much to drink. Maybe you haven't had enough, she teased. I don't know if there is enough drink to make this sad tree look good. Harper chuckled again and held out her hand. Pass me the saw. So that's a fun little scene from Wish Upon a Cowboy, which this book is available at all major retailers. I hope you enjoyed it. And in this book, you're going to meet Zane and Bryn. And they are the characters of my brand new book that's coming out in June. And it is called A Cowboy State of Mind. Ooh, hubba hubba. Look at that guy. So, A Cowboy State of Mind, what's really fun about this is it's still set in the town of Credence, but A Cowboy State of Mind is the start of my brand new series, and it's the Credence Horse Rescue series. So you're still going to see a lot of the characters from Credence that you've grown to know and love, but you're also going to meet Zane and Bryn and a whole cast of just fun, adorable, wounded animals, strays. So anyway, Wish Upon a Cowboy State of Mind. This one's up for pre-order now. It comes out in June. This one is available right now. You can read and check it out and learn about Zane and Bryn before you get to this book. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to me read a little bit and spending a little bit of time with me. I am going to be around for a little bit here and answering questions in the comments. So if you have any questions about the book, the story, the series, the writer life, Colorado, I don't know, stump me. You're going to ask me whatever you want. But I just really appreciate you guys taking your time to hang out with me, and I appreciate every one of you that have read my books and enjoyed these characters. So thanks so much. Have a great night and take care, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye now.